A couple of guys with us here on AM Minnesota may know what spam is. I don't know if they know what spam is or not. Paul, do you know what spam is?
I do know what spam is. There's a couple of different types of spam. You can eat it, or it can be computer generated.
Oh, I forgot about the computer spam. Yeah.
Also, if you go down to Austin, the Spam Museum, you can get all the different varieties of spam.
Yeah, that's Travis McCauley. Now, are you the chairperson of this year?
I became the chairperson of Heritage Days last January, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of been running the organization, run the meetings basically, and then the board makes decisions, and then we execute them.
And we were chatting before going on the air. You want more board members?
I do. Right now there's, I think, about 7 of us that show up to meetings, and it's only a monthly meeting. Then as we get closer to the event, we'll be meeting every 2 weeks, just to make sure everything's, together. And then we run the event. And it takes a lot of people to do that. And for me, starting at the opening ceremonies until Saturday at about midnight, Heritage Days 100% of the time, and it's exhausting. It'd be really nice to have more people help out.
Before we hit the airwaves, I Googled Heritage Days. You know how many Heritage Days there are in the country?
12.
I bet there's more than that. I stopped after dozens.
Yeah.
Virtually every state seems to have, well, not every state, but there's a lot of Heritage Days. Two Harbors, Minnesota has a Heritage Days. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
Huntington, Indiana, Princeville, Illinois. I didn't even know there was such a Princeville, Illinois. Farmer City, Illinois. Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania, Edmonton, Alberta, Salem, Massachusetts, Milwaukee, Rogersville, Tennessee, Greenville, Pennsylvania, and that's where I stopped. All have Heritage Days.
Well, it's a pretty generic term, and so that doesn't surprise me. And I think if you travel, I do a lot of traveling, and whenever you go to small towns, you'll find something, either it's Heritage Days or it's something where the community kind of comes together, and that's why I got involved. It is a lot of fun.
Portales, New Mexico has a barrel races and a car show June 15th and 16th during their Heritage Days. They call themselves the Warm Heart of the Sun Belt.
Oh.
We need to come up with a saying like that. Do we have a tagline here for Faribault?
We do not currently have a tagline for it. We tried a tagline for a few years back for back home days, and it never really caught on, so we dropped that 3, 4, 5 years ago probably.
I like that, Warm Heart of the Sun Belt. Anyway, I digressed, as I quite often do on this show. We're here to talk about Faribault's Heritage Days, June 13th through the 16th. Is that earlier than normal?
It's always, as long as I've lived in Faribault, it's the weekend of Father's Day, so that's when we set it. And no, last year it was the 14th through the 17th.
Oh, for some reason I always thought it was the third weekend in June.
It kind of floats a little bit based on where your first weekend falls.
We're Father's Day.
Yep.
And there is no Father's Day car show this year. That'll be on the Friday before Father's Day.
That is, yeah.
That's correct. We're going to be working with the Chamber and the Main Street Committee, and they've got the Main Street car show that they do on Friday nights, and we will not be having the one that we've done the last, actually 20 years, down in Teepee Tonka Park.
A lot of the favorites of Faribault Heritage Days are back, like the boxcar races. I know everybody enjoys those.
That is one of my favorite events, and I remember taking my kids, and even now when we volunteer, just watching the kids. And then what gets really fun is when the adults race, because if the kids and the adults are racing, then it gets very competitive, and it's a lot of fun. So
they go for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, put Sam and John Jasinski on the ramp together, and that is hilarious to watch.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
Anybody put this on YouTube?
I don't think we filmed. I think we took pictures and gave them to John, but
I was going to say, maybe somebody had a video and put it up on YouTube.
If we had more board members, we could.
Hint to all those listeners out there, they need more board members on the Faribault Heritage Days board. In studio is the chairperson of the Faribault Heritage Days board, Travis McCauley, who is asking for more people to join his board so he doesn't have to be the chair much longer. No, I'm just kidding. And And Paul Panofsky, are you on the board, Paul?
I am on the board.
Are you the city liaison, or how does that work?
I started as a city liaison and ended up on the board as we lost more and more board members. So I used to just attend the meetings for a while, and now I've been going to the meetings for about probably 15 years now.
Well, you must enjoy it.
It's fun. Yep, lots of good people and stuff. It's a lot of work, the couple of days of, like Travis mentioned, but it's a lot of fun, and you see a lot of people, and kind of the fun part of it is just watching people enjoy themselves, from the soapbox derbies to our races to the fishing contest to having the live bands down at Central Park. Just trying to provide as many different opportunities as possible. It's just fun to watch people out and about and enjoying themselves.
So then you must coordinate the city's cooperation on this, because you have to block off streets and all that kind of stuff.
Correct. Help with a lot of the facilities is my primary area, so making sure that the police know where they're going to be for the weekend. So we already met with the police and the Public Works Department for the year, so they've got everything lined up for that. And then whenever we need cones or barricades or banners or whatever we need, we just make sure that everything is in the right place at the right time.
Now, I don't remember when the parade route was moved from 4th Street to the current route. My own personal opinion is it was a brilliant move. You got more shade on the current route.
Yeah, I think when Highway 60 had some maintenance done on it, and we needed to find it an alternate route, and I don't remember the exact year, but I'm going to guess 2005, 2006, somewhere in that area. And it has been a really good move for a couple of reasons. One is not even just the parade going down 4th Avenue and stuff and having to close it off and having to do bypasses for everybody, including semis. There's only a few ways for semis to get through town. They can't do 7th Street because of the railroad bridge, and they can't do Division
Even though
Street
they try
because of the
quite
bridge.
often.
They do try too often. So a lot of times they end up having to go all the way down to 10th Street and come back around town there, and it's hard to get them to all do that. But you also don't have the setup for the parade in front of as many blocks. We're able to use North Alexander Park and get the parade entries all ready to go out there, which saves a lot of time and a lot of hassle for everybody that lives up and down from all the way from Highway 21 all the way over past 7th Street and probably to Central Avenue. All those blocks were closed off, and you couldn't come or go when the parades were setting up when you had all those entries there.
Yep.
So it's been from our end as organizational wise, it's been a great change.
Yeah, the staging is there at the fairgrounds.
Correct.
Yeah, we fill basically the grass area of the fairgrounds with staging, and being able to get everybody lined up. Having been in parades and various organizations, our lineup is about the easiest I've seen. We just line them all up and then we let them out. So it works out really well.
Now, I know some people have said that I know I've received some I don't know, I'm not going to say complaints, but suggestions that we go back to 4th Street. And frankly, I told the person who told me this that I hope they never do that.
Yeah, we've heard that as well too a few times, and I think people don't realize how many years we've been using 2nd Avenue like we do here now. But there's other issues with that too. You start closing state highways, and you've got to work with the Minnesota Department of Transportation, and you have to have alternate routes. And actually, even from the city's end, we had to rent thousands of dollars extra barricades to close off all the roads and have the right, because we don't own enough of them to do it when you did it on 2nd Avenue.
Right.
Or 4th Avenue.
And they said, the reason they said was wider street for the bands. But
yep.
It's kind of a minor deal when you think about it.
And we've got some bands lined up this year, and I think they'll be just fine coming down 2nd Avenue.
In fact, you're having a band contest this year.
We are having a band contest as we looked at creating entertainment, and then we heard comments from the community. They wanted more music, so what we did is we entered into agreement with an organization that judges. It's a state organization that judges marching bands. We're having a marching band contest, and I believe we currently have 3 signed up, and we're hoping to get more, and they'll get trophies at the end. They'll be judging, and then we'll award the trophies down at Central Park after the parade.
Cool. You got some other trophies that'll be awarded after the parade too, I understand. Coloring contest and all that good stuff.
Does that get done after the parade or at the opening
that's
ceremony?
On the website. I don't know.
I was thinking it was at opening ceremonies, but
oh, it is. Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, we at opening ceremonies we'll go through and we'll obviously give the Grand Marshal an opportunity to speak, as well as the milestone business, which is KDHL celebrating their 70th year.
Wow, 70 years. I don't look a bit over 50, do I?
No, no.
So you're saying you haven't been here for all 7?
No, I have not been here all 7. Might seem like it, but no.
So at that, all the contests and stuff, the pre-festival festivities are all announced there at opening ceremony.
Well, let's let the cat out of the bag, as they say. Mona Kaiser, Executive Director of the Faribault Area Senior Center, is your Grand Marshal.
Yeah, we looked for people that are doing good within the community, and I don't think that, I mean, you just look over at the Senior Center and everything they do and what she's been able to accomplish, and she'll get mad if we say exactly how many years she's worked there.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, Mona does a great deal for this community, and I think we're very lucky to have her.
No. They're expanding the Senior Center right now.
They are. Yeah, I drive past that, and it's amazing how quick it's going up.
In fact, how close are they to done, Paul?
The plan for the facility is that they will be open and in it by late August. So we're only a few months away. They're putting a lot of the drywall and stuff up right now on the inside. The HVAC units have been installed, so it's plugging right along. I think if you drive by it and when you get a chance to go in it, you're going to find out that it looks a lot bigger from the inside than it does from the outside. And part of that is it's the entire width of the building deep. From the road, you only see kind of that front piece that went on, but it's a good sized facility that's going on there. And then there'll be a phase 2 that happens. There's 2 phases to it, and phase 2 will start in late August, early September, and should be done in December to add the fitness room on that they're going to add, where exercise classes will be held, and that'll be right where their current front door is at, and that's why it's got to be a phase 2, so they have access in and out of their building all the way to the end.
Yeah, the front is now going to be on the west side of the building, right?
Right, it's going to be right on that corner. You can kind of see where the overhang is at, and it's set up so that with different weather and stuff, people can drive up and drop people off and not have to walk in the rain or the snow or whatever. They'll be protected that way from the elements.
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
Yeah, that, and then they are adding some automatic doors and stuff on the front, which is going to be really helpful for a lot of the seniors that come down and use the facility.
If you're using a walker or something, it's kind of hard to open a door.
Yeah, these will be the ones similar to a lot of other places. If you go to medical clinics and stuff, the door, you just walk up close and the door just opens for you. So it'll be a really nice addition for the senior center.
You have a favorite event during Heritage Days, Paul?
I enjoy listening to the bands myself. I mean, we've got a lot of different bands between the Friday night and Saturday night band that are sponsored by Grandpa Al's. We also have Saturday afternoon events where you can come in all Saturday afternoon and listen to, I think we have 4 different bands that come in Saturday afternoons, and they play for, a couple of them play for an hour each, and then the last one plays for 2 hours. And they're a lot of fun to watch those. So this year we've got Luke Smith coming in, Mad Pipes coming in, Credit Report, and then the 2-hour one is Low Rumble 2 is coming in. The other thing that we added this year as far as music is on Thursday night with the concert in the park, we actually added a bigger name for the concert in the park. The A Street Band is coming in and playing, and that's one of our bigger bands that we've ever had for a concert in the park series. So we're excited to have them come and play on Thursday night of Heritage Days as well.
When do the concerts in the park start?
That's the kickoff of the concert in the park series for the year.
Okay.
So they'll run for, I think, 10 weeks that we'll have them in the park, and then there's the last concert will be at Riverbend this year for concerts in the park. So
on opening night, you've got something called Minnesota Sings Talent Contest.
So what Minnesota Sings is, it's an organization that I believe the ages are on there 10 to 25, and the winner, the statewide winner, actually gets some time in a recording studio. It's actually a fairly large statewide event. That's actually being organized by Kim Anderson, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so she's kind of leading the charge. The information can be found on the website. If you have any questions, if you send an email to the email on the website, which I think is faribault.youtube@gmail.com, then we can get you all the information for it. And it's basically a singing competition, and they have judges, and then we pick a winner, and our winner would then have the opportunity to go to state.
It's a button event.
Yep, we have a lot of different button events, and this year we're marking it differently on the poster. Instead of just having it in print, we're actually putting a picture of the button out there, so you'll be able to see
clever.
Just to make a little bit of a change on it here, just so people can just a quick browse, and you'll be able to tell which events are button events for the year.
Yes, maybe we should start from the beginning, Wednesday. June 13th, right?
Yes.
From the opening ceremony. It's also the first clue of our KDHL medallion hunt. This year the medallion will have 70th birthday of KDHL on it, so it'll make it more of a collector's item. And I do believe Nate Chappie is going to add the Chappie Jewelers anniversary on it too, so it'll be even more of a collector's item.
I remember when we moved to Faribault, that was the only time we bought the paper was to get this medallion hunt and try and figure out where it was. So the first 5 years we lived in Faribault, my wife and I always, okay, what's this clue mean? And having just moved here, we were lost. But that is a really cool event. It's one of our favorite.
Yeah. Well, now the clues are exclusively here on KDHL Radio on our website. Put them out in the front window, all that good stuff. Youth Night Karaoke, inflatables, Gaga Ball, it says here. So is Lady Gaga coming to the...
We tried, but she was previously booked and there were some budgetary concerns.
I suppose. Nobody's going to fork over the money to bring Lady Gaga here.
We bring in, this year we've got the zip line inflatable, and that is, the first night is all about kids, and it's having those inflatables for the kids to play in, and then we set up kids karaoke, and it's a family fun event.
That's the name of the company, is Zip Line?
No, it's actually a zip line that you will be able to ride the zip line.
80-foot long zip line will be there that night.
Inflatable?
As an inflatable. So if you fall off, you fall into the inflatable.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool. Then the other one, I don't remember the name of it, but it's got a. We had the other item that we're going to have this year. We had last year, and it's got a number of great big inflatable balls, and you try and jump from one ball to the next. And very few people make it all the way from one end to the other end without falling into the inflatable pit. So you still don't get hurt, but it's a lot of fun.
It's like the wipeout balls, the big red balls type thing.
Also on opening night, Faribault Woolen Mill is doing tours. That should be very popular.
Yep, we've got a couple of different tours lined up this year, and the Woolen Mill is again gracious enough to allow us to run some tours and stuff. People love to find out about the history of their community, and Heritage Days is a great way to line those up. So that is one of the different types of tours that we've got lined up this year.
By the way,
to do those, you do need to sign up. We just ask you to contact us at the community center and get registered for those, just so we have enough room for everybody that wants to go.
Sure. Rice County Historical Society is having an open house at their museum. Is that what I'm reading?
Yep. They're going to be doing that on Wednesday, June 13th. So they're in there. A lot of their events, though, during the Heritage Days, they waive the fee for the facility if you have a button.
The buttons are $4. Is that what you said?
So this year the buttons are $4 if you purchase them before Wednesday. On Wednesday the price goes up to $5. So you can go to several local businesses. You can go to Fairway, you can go to the community center, you can go to the Chamber of Commerce, you can go to Community Co-op, and you can go to State Bank of Faribault, and they all have buttons. They're ready to sell, and they're just $4 before the event. But then once the event starts, they go up to $5.
Buy them early.
So this graphic of the button is what the button looks like this year?
That's correct. That is what the button looks like. We took an actual picture of it and just inserted it right into the posters.
So the button includes 3 flags, one for Faribault, one for Owatonna, and one for Northfield? I mean, I'm just looking at the colors. I'm just kidding.
I'm not sure what the flags represent.
Do you know what the flags represent?
You know, I think that they went to the flags, and I could be wrong, but I believe the year that we had the Faribault family come, and they were here from Heritage Days,
which
probably in about 2001, 2002.
Which would have been a French flag, right?
Yep, it would have. I think it tied back to that year that the flags came in, and so they've been kind of used back and forth interspersingly, and they've kind of caught on, so we've used them a lot more the last 10 years or so.
You know, Würzburg is our sister city over in Germany.
I do remember hearing that.
Yeah. I was just thinking that maybe should do something with them.
And we did one year. There was one year that was also one of the parts of the Heritage Days Festival.
Well, that's right. Their mayor was here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Thursday, there's a citywide garage sale that begins on Thursday. I would guess it goes through the weekend, although it doesn't say that here.
Yeah, typically, and if you get if you place your ad in the paper, I believe they give you a button, and that is the weekend that Faribault does a citywide garage sale. A lot of communities do it, so it is tying in with Heritage Days, and that's Thursday through, I believe, Saturday. I don't know. Last few years I've been too tired on Sunday morning to go garage sailing.
There you go. Family fun night in Central Park that night with the concert in the park that Paul touched on earlier. They also have art in the park beginning at 5:30 on that Thursday. There's bingo. The carnival's in the park. They have a Flag Day ceremony courtesy of the Elks and the American Legion beginning at 5:30. And then the mayor's reception this year is
at 10,000 Drops Distilleries. So, and that's run by the mayor's office, and Kevin's been very gracious in assisting this year and last. So yeah, 10,000 Drops, which is just down the road. We don't have to go clear across town. Be really nice and get a chance to sample their beverages that they're producing.
And the mayor's footing the bill on that too, right?
I hope so. I have a message. He just messaged me to call him, so I'm not sure if maybe I'm going to get stuck with the bill.
That'd be very nice if the mayor would do that. Hint, hint. 10,000 Drops. I know he listens. 5 until 7 on Thursday. 5 until 7. 10,000 Drops, which is. You got you know the address, Paul?
I don't. It's right next to F Town Brewery.
Right.
So 4th Avenue, 4th Street.
Friday, a free community lunch at Trinity Lutheran from 11 until 1. Woolen Mill tours continue. There's a craft show, the Chalk the Walk contest, bingo continues, a creative crawl, the pub crawl at the historic Hutchinson House they start. Those are fun, aren't they?
Those are a lot of fun, and we appreciate the Hutchinson House, or historic Hutchinson House, being willing to coordinate that for us. They've done this. I think this is the 3rd year now, and they get a maximum number of people that they can handle, and so we just ask people to call to reserve themselves a spot with that. But it fills up every single year, so I think people enjoy wandering up and down Central Avenue and getting a little history and having a couple of beverages along the way.
And Friday night, you've got a free teen night at the Aquatic Center.
We do. Throwing that in there. Just trying to find some different activities for people to do in a lot of different areas, and sometimes with the beer gardens and the band, sometimes the kids feel like there's nothing for them to do down there. I know there's a lot of rides and other things to do, but this is another option for them to go out to the facility there and enjoy a night out there. And I can't remember the name of the movie, but there is a movie out there that night as well too. We're going to be doing all of our outdoor movies at the Aquatic Center.
It's probably year. Beach Party from the early 60s with Ms.
Funicelli.
It's Annette Funicelli, isn't it?
I don't think that's the
I'm
movie,
not that old. This is really in your guys' wheelhouse.
Oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
You've seen the movie, haven't you?
Maybe when I was like 5.
Wasn't it called Beach Party?
Beach Party with Frankie Valli and Annette Funicelli. Right?
Frankie Valli, you mean?
That could be it.
Yeah. In any event, I just thought of that because I thought beach, you're at the pool. Wouldn't that be a nice tie-in?
Yep.
And it's a very...
I did get a message from the mayor. He said that KDHL is more than welcome to pick up the tab for the drink set.
Yeah. Thanks, Mayor. Appreciate it. In any event, that's at the 10,000 Drops. Well, normally the mayor's reception is at Central Park, right?
No, it was for a number of years, but probably for the last maybe 5.
Well, it's been that long.
I believe probably almost 10 years now, because Mayor Jasinski had it at Central Park his first year and then moved it, so that'd be 7, probably 9 years it's been elsewhere now.
Wow.
9-10 years. So
I never get to go. I'm usually working.
Well, it's close now. You can just shoot over there.
And it's close before. I could just shoot over there too.
Well, I think last year it was at Co-op. No, 2 years ago it was a Co-op. Last year was Firehouse. And then I think we've done them out at one of the golf courses.
Legacy Golf Course a few years back.
So I don't recall it ever being at Central. So again,
okay.
Your age is showing.
Yeah, well, no question about that. The parade is Saturday, right?
Correct. Saturday night starting at 6:15. Have that little fun run just prior to that, so that'll be fun as well too then for the kids. Go up there and meet at the entrance of North Alexander Park and get ready for the fun run. It only goes for about 4 blocks, so it shouldn't be too far, but it's great to watch some of the little kids and stuff get involved in that.
Got the youth fishing contest. I know that's one of the favorites. It's been a staple since we started Heritage Days.
That has, and we appreciate Sportsman's Club being willing to help with that and keep that up and going.
The band Friday night is Smokescreen, and Saturday night it's the 70s Magic Sunshine Band.
Yep, we had them last year at the event, and they saw a little bit of rain, so we were hoping to get them back this year, and we were able to get them back. So hopefully this year we have great weather, because they were a lot of fun to have out at the band shell last year.
Is this the group that comes out in costumes too?
No.
That was Pop Rocks, and
Okay.
Pop Rocks had been there the last 3 or 4 years, and it was trying to change it up a little bit
Sure.
and try different stuff. And yeah, the 70s band, we had a great time out there, even with the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's before your time, isn't it?
Yeah, but I still like the music.
There's nothing quite like the 70s, Paul.
There isn't. And just to throw out there again, that those bands at the band shell are sponsored by Grandpa Al's on that, and we appreciate him working with us on that event.
All right, we'll be talking more. I know we've got some more AM Minnesotas. We'll be talking about Faribault's Heritage Days. Everybody invited. KDHL AM, Faribault, Minnesota.